All right, our next one is, I thoroughly enjoyed Pastor Marty's sermon on Psalm 1. I was wondering what version of the Bible he used for Psalm 1 in that sermon. I would like to use that version to memorize the psalm.
Wow, finally an easy question. Thank God for you, whoever you are.
Should just be a couple minutes.
Yeah, this is an easy one. I use the standard version. That's what I use. So if you're looking for a Bible version, that's the one that I use. I don't use NIV. I don't use King James. I don't use the RSV. I don't use the Living Bible because it's a paraphrase. So that's what I use. And I use a Life Application Study Bible. It's what I like. It's laid out really nice. Has good footnotes. It has good discussion notes down at the bottom of the page. It has good introductions to the books. Has great cross references, things like that. So I love that Bible. I've used that one for years. So if you're trying to follow along in a sermon, it's the New American Standard is what I use.
Okay. And actually, another question came in about what version would you recommend to a fairly new Christian? So while you're on the Bible topic.
Same one.
Same one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. With one caveat. Okay, so the most purchased Bible version is the New International Version. That's the most purchased version. Mm-hmm. Because, how do I explain this to you? It's put into more colloquial English, so it's easier to read. It's the easiest one to read.
Okay.
So if I was going to give a Bible to somebody who's a new Christian, I don't know if I could do it, but you could give them an NIV because it's easier to read. I just have issues as a person who used to do translation work with the NIV. One of my professors was on the NIV committee for the Greek translation. In fact, it's the one who taught me Greek. But when I was in grad school, Dr. Harold Honer. But I mean, it's a great translation. It's just it takes some liberties with the text to make it sound smoother as you read it in English. Because if you read it in Hebrew, it's kind of stilted. Because they leave verbs out to stress things. And so when the translators come along, they try to go, oh gosh, the verb's missing. You know, we don't talk like this. In fact, I just used a verb to make that sentence, you know?
Right.
And so the NIV is easier to read because they're trying to smooth it out. But for me personally, I want to know kind of like, how did it flow? I mean, what was the flow of the original language? And that to me, after all the translation work I did in grad school, and I did so many comparative studies between the different versions in biblical text. I mean, the NAS, the New American Standard, was just like, wow, it's good. The King James is very close, but it has all the Old English in it, which is not inspired, by the way. But the NAS is my go-to. So.
Cool. Which one's your favorite? Mine's the NLT. I like the...
Yeah. And if yours is not the NAS, I'll pray for you. So.